I want to see if I can create a usable fantasy world map using AI. But on purpose, I'm starting with no plan at all. I'm going to start with a very basic prompt, let the mistakes happen, and then use a language model to fix the geography, and only at the end worry about the style of my map. So if this works, you'll see exactly how to think about AI map making, not just with buttons and clicks, but to have a kind of strategy to get a concept and system behind it. So I'm here in OpenArt and in the Create Image section, and I pasted here my very basic prompt: fantasy world map, top-down view, detailed, mountains, rivers, forests, cities, coastline, epic fantasy style. And I generated 2 images at 1K resolution, and this is the result that I got. Let's have a look at these ones. So not too bad. Well, actually, that's pretty awesome. I have a mountain range in the middle. It gave it the name. Athelia is the name of the continent that it generated. What I'm looking for is a bit the structural things, like how are the rivers? So what is nice is that we see that the rivers start in the mountains and they flow towards the sea. This is actually very good. We see also that rivers merge. This is something that we always need to be paying attention to, because a natural river doesn't split. They merge, they don't split. So here, and we have deltas. We also have, what I find really great is that he put the cities close to the rivers, and because a city can't be without access to water, and then he even put little boats next to the cities. So, well, this is a great start, I believe. Now, to have a map with one single landmass is maybe not exactly the best thing. So let's see if I can get something a bit more complex. So for that, I'm going to over to ChatGPT, and I'm simply ask it what I want. So I created a fantasy world map with this prompt. So I entered a prompt that I used. Can you adapt it so that it becomes a more complex world with several continents, and that it observes physical and geographical truths, like I put rivers flowing from mountains to sea, no crossing of rivers, then settlements next to waterways, roads that link settlement, forests, and mountain logics regarding climate. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's see how it improves this prompt. Okay. So now our prompt has become a bit more complex, and on purpose I haven't said anything about the style hand drawn for, so it has added some style things here, and on purpose I'm not going to implement that. So well, I'm going to implement it all the same, and let's see what will be the result of this. So I enter this here. You can also open it here so that you have a broader view. And let's play generate. So I got 2 results. Let's have a look at this one. This looks quite nice. Oh, now our world has become already quite more animated. I'm going to zoom a bit in so that we can see more details of this world. I'm also looking a bit, yeah, that's sometimes a bit the problem. The text maps struggle with text, or well, in general, the text, the image models make mistakes, and as you go closer, you can see that things are not really legible, and that's something that I realized is a trouble often. And also, when you plan your map or your fantasy map, maybe you would like this map to carry your own names. So let's work on that. So I'm back at ChatGPT, and I want to exclude the labels of the names and all the text. There were a lot of spelling mistakes in the place names. Could you adapt the prompt so that it doesn't generate text at all? Let's see whether this is possible. Yeah, it says it's a very common issue with map generation. So hopefully now it will offer a solution that explicitly forbid all text and labels in the prompt. Okay, so let's copy that and go back to OpenArt. Now I erase my prompt window and I enter the new one and I click generate. So this is the result I got of this prompt, and I really like what I see. So I have towns, I have mountains, I have rivers, I have frozen polar regions. And when you look, all the rivers are stemming from higher ground. They go into the sea. There are some cities that are close to smaller waterways. But in general, things make sense. And as you can see now, there is absolutely no text on the map. And in a second step, you could use this map, put it into Canva, and add the text of the different cities yourself. Then you create a new image, and this is going to be your base layer for further productions. Because what you can imagine is that afterwards you can zoom in on one region and generate a bigger map for that. Because here in Nano Banana now I have 1K resolution. I can go up to 4Ks, and with 4Ks you can get really a great result that you can zoom in and frame a little region of your map. So that might look very, very nice. I'm quite happy about it. So the only thing that I want to change now is the whole style aspect. So I have an interesting map. The results is quite nice. What you should know is that the next time I generate another map, it will look differently. So this is something I have to be aware of. So I'm still iterating, trying out, trying to get closer to the result I want. So next step is style. So for that, I'm going back to ChatGPT. And now I would like, could you append a special style to the prompt? I would like it to be medieval fantasy style in red and gold colors. Okay, let's see what this gives. Okay, so it regenerates the prompt, and still it says no text, no labels, nothing whatsoever. So this is perfect. I'll copy this out and go back into the prompt window. That is slightly too big now. Okay, I copy this out and enter the new prompt. What I would like to say here is when you go at the bottom, I on purpose don't put auto enhance because I want to have control, so otherwise it adds things that I didn't really expect. So also to avoid too many outputs, I just generate one so that I can see whether this is something I like. And since now maybe I will get the results that I wanted, I'll put 4 key because now everything is in place, and maybe this is the map. And I will show you a quick way afterwards that if you like the map but there are things that you don't you want to adapt, you can still do it without losing the whole map that you generated. So okay, first let's create this. So this is the output that I got. Now I really like the color style. That's exactly what I had in mind. Gold and red, and you see it's beautiful. It has these ornamentations. There's some sea beasts in the water. Now, as I said before, once you have this map, it will be difficult to regenerate it through a prompt, but there is another way. And for example, I like this map, but I really think that this delta is too big. So in terms of size and also in terms of river size, it doesn't look good, or it doesn't look realistic. Otherwise, I quite like everything. So I would like just to change this delta, and to do that, I actually go out of this, and I now drag and drop this map here, and I erase the whole prompt that I had before. So I erase this, and now I simply tell Nano Banana what to do. So there is a delta in the center of the map that looks too big. Could you reduce its size drastically? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say, and I want to see whether this gives an output that I will like better. So let's go. Okay, maybe how is the resolution? Yeah, I'll go down for the purpose of speeding this up to 1K, but if it's like fine-tuning on the image that you want, it would be worth doing it in 4K. But I'll do it in 1K just for speed reasons. Okay, let's get creative. So this was the image that I had before, and this is the one that Nano Banana generated, and the delta is slightly smaller. So okay, that's not really what I wanted, so it just reduced a little bit of the land mass. But what you can see is that all the rest of the map stays the same. So of course there is a slower resolution because it's 1K only, and the one before was 4K, but it only adapted the delta. But I'm still not happy. This doesn't look nice at all. So I will change this, and now I still use the same 4K resolution map as a reference, and I say something like that. So there is a delta at the center of the map. Could you replace it by a simple estuary? Okay, let's try to go with that. So this was the reference image that I generated in 4K. This is the one with the smaller delta, and now I have a totally different map now with this estuary. Well, honestly, for me, this looks much better and more realistic. I mean, I've never seen such a construct with such a huge lake and then directly a delta without... I mean, the river should take some speed so that it could form such a delta. So I think this is much nicer. Also, it gives a kind of bay and interior fjord in a way. I like this much better. So now I could simply use this, but now I have the problem that it is in 1K, but I can go into upscale mode and put it back into 4 times so that I would get 4K as well. So this is something to keep in mind, that you generate smaller maps and then you upscale them in the end. So to save credits and time in the end. But what can I do from here? So I have a beautiful map. I now have actually the result that I wanted. The next step would be to take this map and maybe put it into Canva and then write place names for the cities, for the continents, for the seas. And of course, if you don't have any ideas for place names, ask ChatGPT. It will provide great names. Give me 15 names that fit the fantasy world or whatever, and it will provide them quite nicely. So let's go quickly back to our results. So this is the map that we generated, the end result of our process. As you can see, it was a process. It takes time, and actually with each iteration your product gets better and nicer. So to sum up, I'm happy with the result. If you like this video, I would really love if you subscribe to this channel and give a like. And if you have suggestions for future map generations or other ideas, please feel free to leave a comment. I'm really grateful for any kind of input. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.